I do want to watch something else for another hour. Yeah, I can finish this in an hour, I think. Hopefully. I do have to end around 2 o'clock. So I still have an hour and a half that I can stream. Vanquish, thank you for the sub. I appreciate it. Sorry if the music's loud, by the way. There we go. Okay, thank you guys for sitting with me through all that. I really enjoyed those shows. Knights of Guinevere was way more gory than I thought it would be. But that really reminded me of FNAF, so now I want to watch this video. Here, I'll show you guys. This video right here. I think it's this one that I was looking at. Yeah, it's really well produced. I want to watch this now since we saw that. We're gonna watch this. I hope you guys don't mind.
Franchise with over a decade's worth of content spanning
Okay.
countless games, books, and
Also,
now a movie.
I have watched so many Five Nights at Freddy lore videos and I still don't understand anything. So help me. I feel like watching it with you guys might help me a bit more. That or I could suggest music again. Nah, I think I want to watch this. I don't know when I'll do just a music stream. When I really just like watching videos mainly. But yeah, I'll do a chill chill drawing stream with just music one day again. I just like I have so much stuff that I want to watch with you guys.
There's a reason that no matter whose timeline you watch, they all look different. Making a FNAF timeline.
This one was just really well produced.
So many ways you can interpret this story, and this is mine. So let's start at the beginning. Back in the 70s, a company
The 1970s.
got its start by creating different
like, look at how well animated,
and specifically for
how well rendered this is.
The Fall Fest featured various mascot characters such as a bird, an elephant, and the most popular of all, Freddy
Chica?
and Bonnie. These specific mascot costumes were so popular,
Furry.
Entertainment opened a
A
dedicated
furry.
restaurant for them called Fredbear's Family Diner, featuring the same Fredbear and Bonnie mascot costumes from the Fall Fest.
Oh! Thank you for telling me. I'm sorry, I lowered it because the music was so loud. Here you go.
Fazbear Entertainment didn't account
Is that better?
for, though, was one of their animatronics from the Fall Fest going rogue.
I'm gonna go back
A movie.
since we
There's
didn't watch
a
that
reason
much.
that no matter whose timeline you watch, they all look different. Making a FNAF timeline is not easy. There are so many ways you can interpret this story, and this
Yay,
is
thank
mine.
you for letting
so
me know.
let's start at
My
the
audio's
beginning.
always scuffed.
Back in the 70s, a company called Fazbear Entertainment got its start by creating different
looks like
props
a
and
bee in the
mascot
background.
costumes for carnivals, and specifically for something called
You think
the
they had a
Fall
bee
Fest.
movie?
The Fall Fest featured various mascot
In this
characters
universe?
such as a bird, an elephant, and the most popular of all, Fredbear and
An
Bonnie.
elephant?
These specific mascot costumes were so popular, Fazbear Entertainment opened a dedicated restaurant for them called Fredbear's Family Diner, featuring the same Fredbear and Bonnie mascot costumes from the Fall Fest. What Fazbear Entertainment didn't account for, though, was one of their animatronics from the Fall Fest going rogue, ending in a giant fire, with most of
there might be
everything
jump
from the
scares in
Fall
this.
Fest being destroyed.
I forgot about the jump scares. Oh my god, this is so well made. That's why I really wanted to watch this with you guys. By JohnFuhNaff. I'm gonna put the original video in case you guys want to give it a like. It's really well made. I did watch this already, but I barely paid attention to it the first time I watched it, so...
The specifics about the animatronic that went rogue and the fire are unknown and will likely be revealed next year in FNAF's next big release. Although we don't know much about how this fire occurred, we do know that after the fire, Fazbear Entertainment started phasing out of the mascot costume era. They needed something new. The two men who helped found Fazbear Entertainment, William Afton and Henry Emily, stepped up to the plate. William Afton was mostly the businessman of the two, handling all of the money, while Henry was the more creative.
He's like Mr.
With him
Krabs.
being in charge of building
It's
most of the
never really
animatronics
over.
and props for the
I don't
company.
understand
With the Fall
Five
Fest
Nights
era
at
of the company
Freddy's.
coming to a close, they were only left.
You know, if you think about it, can you think Five Nights at Freddy's is retro? When was the first Five Nights at Freddy's made? Oh wait, no, it was like 2013. Also, I didn't say welcome back, Peachy. We missed you. Oh, I missed you too. I missed you all. Also, I'm sorry, multi-streaming did not work. I tried to make it work, but it did not work. But yeah, I don't know. Five Nights at Freddy's was part of my childhood. And I did play it as a kid when it first came out. So there's, I don't know, but I don't have the nostalgia other people do with it. But I feel like now seeing like more streamers play it all over again. I barely understand it either. I'm stupid. I've been trying to understand the timeline for years. My coworker kept sending me lore videos and he's like, please understand this. Please, you like Sonic. Please understand this for me. Like, no, it's not. No, I don't understand.
With Fredbear's Family Diner,
I
the
watched
standalone restaurant created for the Fredbear and Bonnie characters.
I do feel like this lore video might
stick,
though. I think this was made
Fredbear
recently.
and Bonnie, Henry went to work on new versions
Oh no,
of
this
the
was made 1 year ago. That's not that
creating
bad though.
the new Fredbear and Spring Bonnie. The same characters, but with new designs and new suits.
Bonnie.
Henry called them Springlock suits. These suits are able to double
Also,
as both an
I still haven't watched the second movie. I watched the first Five Nights at Freddy movie. I still haven't watched the second. Please understand, you like Sonic. It's stuff like that. No, because the coworker was trying to get me to get more into FNAF. He watches my streams and he knows what I am. So he's like, he's just basically like, you're a nerd. Please understand this genre. Please understand this franchise with me. And like, no, I still don't understand it. I don't. I don't understand why people like it. It's okay. I understand why people like it. It's just like it's not something I'm gonna become obsessed with. That's basically what he's kind of implying that I should be obsessed with it. It's good, but I'm not obsessed with it. You know what I mean? Like, it's not the level of love I have for Sonic or Zelda.
Animatronic and a suit that the employees could
wear. I still
wear.
think it's a good franchise,
From
I won't
animatronic
lie.
mode to suit mode, the employees could use a hand crank to pull back the animatronic parts,
He's
leaving room for
T-posing.
them to climb inside. The
Asserting
spring locks that
dominance.
were helping to
No,
hold back
hell
those
no.
animatronic
Hell
parts
no! Hell no! I'm not climbing inside that shit. Who's doing that? Would you guys climb inside that for your job? They better give some good ass insurance. Like, I better have better insurance than the people who like have to handle the koalas at the zoo. You know, the people who handle koalas at the zoo, their insurance is high as fuck. Because koalas are vicious. I haven't seen either, but I'm not really into FNAF. The Living Tombstone songs are fun though. I love the Living Tombstone as a kid. That was part of my childhood. But yeah, I think FNAF is a good franchise. I just am not obsessed with it the way I am with Zelda or Sonic, is what I'm trying to say. It is some futuristic looking ass shit, especially for the 70s.
very sensitive though, and with even a little bit of moisture, the spring locks could potentially snap shut, crushing and killing whoever was inside. But if that ended up happening, Fazbear Entertainment had some common sense procedures set in place.
They did?
Spring locks come loose while you're wearing a suit. Please try to maneuver away from populated areas before bleeding out, as to not ruin the customer experience.
Fredbear's Family Diner.
Excuse me? Average corporate greed?
Areas before bleeding out, as to not ruin the customer experience.
They basically said, hey, if you're in pain because of these suits, fuck off. Don't ruin the customer's experience. We don't care about you, you stupid bitch. Oh, hell no, I'm not working here.
Ended up being super successful for William and Henry, so much so that other companies tried replicating it. Another company proceeded to rip off Fazbear Entertainment's old mascot characters
What is this
by creating
penguins
their
looking
own
ass?
animatronic versions of them.
This looks
the
like
leader
Club
of the
Penguin.
group was Nedbear, a direct copy of Fredbear, followed by
They
a hippo,
got-
an elephant, and a frog. All
They got knockoffs? They got knockoffs? Like, you know, when you're a kid, did you guys ever have like the off-brand cereal, like the store brand cereal? That's what this reminds me of.
all characters from the Fall Fest, and all with slightly different designs to avoid copyright issues. But while the
Pretty
rival
much.
company was able to replicate the designs, they could not replicate Henry's
Like, instead of the
state-of-the-art
Fruity Pebbles,
technology. Their robots were
What's the mascot with like the... No, it's the toucan. There was like a different toucan.
poorly made and had to have giant batteries
big
with
bags
exposed
of
wires on
off-brand
stage
cereal.
with them.
But you
Naturally,
get-
the rival company
look,
failed and ended up being
You get more for the cereal. You get more cereal and it is cheaper, okay? It's the same shit. I don't know why people are just like, oh, I really need my fucking Fruity Pebbles instead of, I don't know, my Tutti Fruities, I don't know. Fucked up crip eating cat. Nani? Not gonna lie, some of that store brand cereal hit. It tastes better because it was cheaper.
bought out by Fazbear Entertainment. With all of the success from Fredbear's Family Diner,
Sometimes they're
William
made in
and
the
Henry
same
decided
yeah.
to branch out and
The way that Okay, I'm sorry, I keep pausing, but the way that the off-brand stuff works is that it's basically the same thing in a different packaging. The only thing you're paying for when you're buying the name brand is that you're just paying for the name brand itself. But off-brand stuff is still basically like, it's like the leftovers of it, because the same with cheese too. Like, store brand cheese is like the leftover of craft cheese or something. That's what I've heard before.
Create more characters for a new restaurant. In 1983,
There's
William
Chica.
and Henry opened Freddy Fazbear's Pizza, featuring Freddy Fazbear,
There's
Bonnie, Chica, and Foxy. With the opening of Freddy Fazbear's Pizza, Fazbear Entertainment was experiencing success like they've never seen before. But with 2 restaurants now open at the same time, more success also meant more work for William and Henry. The duo were so wrapped up in work that they started neglecting their own families. William was the father of 3 kids.
He does put the end credits,
Michael, the Crying Child, and Elizabeth. The Crying Child has yet to have a 100% confirmed name, so for this video, he will just be called the Crying Child. Meanwhile, Henry had 1 kid, a daughter named Charlie. The business partners spent most of their days working, so they both created different ways of taking care of their kids. Henry was the robotics genius, so he used his talents to create a new animatronic to watch Charlie for him. It was called the Security Puppet. This animatronic would sit by the door of Freddy Fazbear's Pizza and make sure that Charlie wasn't able to leave the building. This made it so Charlie could play at the restaurant while Henry worked, without Henry having to worry about her leaving the building. I don't know enough about FNAF. The robot was linked.
This video is basically explaining all of FNAF. That's what this video is. So if you don't understand it, that's what this video is for. I did watch this already, but I still feel like I kind of barely understand it. It's kind of everyone has their own timelines. Like, a lot of different YouTubers, that's what he said in the beginning, different YouTubers have their own headcanons for the timeline and the order of the timelines. So this is like kind of the most up-to-date version from what I'm understanding, at least.
Directly to a green bracelet that Charlie was wearing. If Charlie, wearing the green bracelet,
at least this has a lot of information about
it, the security puppet would spring into action. William, on the other hand, was the businessman of the company. He cared more about making money, but also saving money. Naturally, he decided to just force his eldest son Michael to babysit while he was at work. Michael was mostly in charge of babysitting the Crying Child. The Crying Child didn't have many friends, but he did have a close relationship with his plushies. These plushies were of characters from his favorite show, Fredbear and Friends, Fazbear Entertainment's newest cartoon, featuring Fredbear, Freddy, Bonnie, Chica, and Foxy. The Crying Child's favorite character, though, was Fredbear. He especially loved his Fredbear plushie. Although he loved the plushie version of the characters, the animatronics would soon become a different story. One day, while visiting Fredbear's family diner, the Crying Child saw something that would scar him for the rest of his life. While wandering the restaurant, he walked by the employees only room, where an employee accidentally left the door open. Inside the room was his father, William Afton, helping another employee into a spring Bonnie suit. But through the eyes of the Crying Child, this looked like someone was literally being stuffed into an animatronic suit. The Crying Child was so young that he wasn't educated on how the mascot characters worked. So seeing a human be put inside of one, it's like finding out Santa Claus isn't real. When a child experiences something traumatic, their brain naturally tries finding ways to deal with that trauma. The Crying Child's way of dealing with his trauma was by creating an imaginary friend. This imaginary friend took the form of the object he loved the most, his Fredbear plushie. His new imaginary friend Fredbear followed him wherever he went, shape-shifting into flowers, hiding behind cars, and in the sewers, with nobody being able to see him except for the Crying Child. When the Crying Child was overwhelmed, the plushie would talk to him and try to calm him down. Even when the plushie wasn't around, it was still able to speak to him because it lived in his mind. While the Crying Child was dealing with the trauma of seeing what he thinks was someone being stuffed into a suit, his brother Michael was only making it worse. Michael knew about what happened with his younger brother and used it against him. Every day while babysitting the Crying Child, Michael would put on a Foxy mask, hide somewhere in the house, and jump scare his little brother.
Not the jump scare. Oh, jump scare's incoming. I'm warning you, there's a jump scare coming. How do you guys feel about jump scares? I don't like them. I think they're cheap. I think it's a very cheap form of horror. Jump and jive the way. Furries! That is a jump scare indeed. A furry jump scare.
With Fredbear and Friends. Weeknights at 8/7 Central. Only on.
Jump scares get easily overused. That's how I feel about the FNAF franchise as a whole. That's what turns me off about it. I'm gonna make it smaller so you guys get less scared. I think this is good. Honestly, this animation is so good though. Like I don't want to make it smaller because I feel like I don't want you guys to miss out on the... Oh god. There was...
All of Michael's bullying,
I told you I was
the
coming.
child's imaginary friend Fredbear would comfort him and talk him through the situation, saying, "You know he is hiding
possible
again.
to do a
Be
really
careful.
good jump scare.
Tomorrow is another day." Michael wasn't the only...
But because of how overused they are, it's hard. You're so right, Circuit. That's very right. I really don't like that jump scares are just like overcrowding the horror genre nowadays.
one bullying the crying child, though. The local kids in the neighborhood heard
I feel
about
like
why
Fears
the
the
crying
Fathom
child was
does it
so
pretty
scared
well.
of the pizzeria, even making up fake rumors related to what the crying child thought he saw there. "You'd better watch out. I hear they come to life at night. And if you die, they hide your body and never tell anyone."
Damn.
But all of this bullying would come to a head on one special day. The crying child's birthday. Ironically, his birthday party was being held at Fredbear's
Thank you for the subby, Self-Chan. I hope you had fun with Shino.
family diner. Because he was so terrified of being at the pizzeria, he hid under the table, not knowing that Michael and his friends were nearby, planning a prank that would go terribly wrong.
Uh-oh. Boom.
Make sure you grab your pizza. Fredbear and Spring Bonnie will be performing in 5 minutes.
This music is so eerie. Oh, a furry! Aw, that's so cute. I'm happy for you, E-Sonic Man. Also, Freddy Fazbear. What? Ow!
Michael and his friends lifted the crying child up to, quote, give Fredbear a big kiss, and Fredbear bit down on him,
why would you
leaving
do
his
that?
body to go limp. Michael and his
Why would you
friends
make
quickly
him kiss
stopped
it?
laughing. Because of Michael's immature behavior, his terrified younger
Peach
brother
would get jump
paid
scared by
the
Sonato.
ultimate
Does she
price.
grab
Although the
popcorn
crying
as they
child was
go?
badly
Yes, I
hurt,
would.
he didn't immediately die.
I very
because
much
of
would.
the immense brain damage, he slipped into a coma. After being treated at a hospital, the crying child was taken home so he could be comfortable, surrounded by his only friends, his plushies. In the crying child's final moments, Michael decides to apologize for what he's done.
It was the
saying,
bite of
"Can you hear me?
87.
I don't know
It was the bite of 87, but also poor kid. Poor kid.
if you can hear me. I'm sorry."
Oh,
After
I'm
Michael
sorry to
speaks,
hear that,
the crying
soulful.
child's imaginary friend Fredbear, created out of the trauma he experienced, continues doing what it's done the whole time. It comforts him, saying, "You're broken. We are still your friends. Do you still believe that? I'm still here. I will put you back together." This would be the final thing the crying child hears before he dies. The crying child's spirit would then live on in the Fredbear suit, the thing that took his life. The crying child's death wasn't just an accident.
He
It was
became
directly
Freddy
caused
Fazbear.
by Michael's recklessness. This is something that
Boo.
Michael could potentially face jail time for, so it needed to be covered up. Since the crying child was being kept at home, no one else knew that he ended up passing away. So William and Michael ended up burying the crying child's body
Wait,
in
he
the
was
middle of the
homeschooled?
woods where no one would find him. No tombstone,
Boo.
no flowers, just
just
a
kidding.
pile of dirt, an unmarked grave, and a lifetime's worth of guilt
No!
that Michael would have to
That's
live with.
awful.
Shortly after the incident, Fredbear's family diner was quickly shut down, and
He definitely
Fredbear
did not
was
love his
completely
child.
wiped from existence. The Fredbear and Friends TV show turned into Freddy and Friends on tour. The
Freddy
Fredbear
and
and Spring
Friends.
Bonnie Springlock suits also ended up being moved into the back room of Freddy Fazbear's
The back
Pizza,
rooms?
mainly being used as spare suits.
Did you
if
guys see
one of
that?
the
Wait,
Freddy's
no.
animatronics
I forgot.
broke down.
When does the Backrooms movie come out? I really want to see that. I think people said they saw it already and it was good. I need to see it.
The death of William Afton's youngest son was a pivotal moment in this story, specifically William Afton's story. This was the first domino to fall. A father losing his son is a traumatic situation, and while any other father would take time to grieve, be sad, and properly deal with such a big loss, William Afton took a different route. Afton definitely was upset about his son dying, but it wasn't because he felt bad for his son. It was because it was embarrassing to him. William Afton was a narcissist. He had little to no empathy. All he cared about was work and comparing himself to his business partner, Henry. Henry had a wife, a kid, and a talent for robotics that Afton was utterly jealous of. The death of the crying child sent Afton over the edge because while Henry's family was still perfect, his was now broken. Henry and William had different ways of taking care of their kids. And while Afton employing his eldest son failed, Henry's security puppet succeeded. Henry's daughter, Charlie, lived on. Afton had a hard time dealing with this feeling of embarrassment. He started becoming an alcoholic, frequently visiting the local bar called Junior's. One night, though, after drinking a little too much and getting kicked out of the bar, he decided that he was going to settle the score with Henry. Afton, drunk and filled with rage, drove from the bar to Freddy Fazbear's Pizza, where he knew Charlie was being watched over by Henry's
I need to know who modeled this.
Afton
this looks
planned
so good.
on risking everything to kill Henry's daughter, Charlie.
A lot of these visuals were made just for this video, by the way. I think this person commissioned a bunch of artists to help make the video.
He didn't care if he got caught, and he didn't care if he went to prison. But when Afton got to Freddy's, he noticed that Charlie was standing outside by herself. It turned out that some bullies were able to trap the security puppet in its box and lock Charlie outside the building, giving Afton the perfect opportunity to kill Charlie outside of the pizzeria. The security puppet was eventually able to escape its box
after the
and
initial popularity.
As Afton sped away, the puppet noticed that Charlie was outside
the rip-offs, the bootlegs.
It then did what it was programmed to do and went to protect her.
Oh. How does that thing float in the air?
But as the puppet got closer to Charlie's body, the rain started making it short circuit. It was forced to crawl its way over to her until the rain got to be too much, and the puppet shut down right next to Charlie's body. While Charlie and the puppet lay lifeless next to each other, Afton was speeding home, driving right past where he buried his son and the bar he got kicked out of. When Afton got home, he was met with his wife sitting in the living room watching TV, and Michael in his bedroom. Afton was a drunk and abusive father, and fully blamed Michael for what happened to his youngest son. Mrs. Afton tells him to leave Michael alone because he's had a tough day, but Afton doesn't listen. He goes over to Michael's room and pounds on the door, only for the door to be locked. He then makes his way around the house to try and find a way in from the outside. But once he gets to Michael's bedroom window, he notices that it's broken, and Michael was gone. Michael was so upset by what he did to his brother that he would sometimes see visions of Fredbear appear and disappear. Tonight, Fredbear appeared outside his bedroom window, and it almost felt like his brother was calling out to him from beyond the grave.
Oh, hell no!
This would happen frequently, and every time it did, Michael would run to the spot where they buried his younger brother, only to find that nothing had changed.
Outside the window?
His younger brother was still gone and buried in the ground. Afton knew Michael did this often, saying, "Ran off to that place again. He will be sorry when he gets back." The guilt of killing his younger brother haunted Michael in his real life, but also in his dreams. Michael would constantly have nightmares about the animatronic that took his brother's life. These were the exact same nightmares his younger brother used to have every night, now passed on to him.
See that? I knew I didn't like Chuck E. Cheese for a reason. There's a jump scare coming, isn't there? Oh. Damn, that's a big meaty claw. That's a big ass hand. We're gonna get jump scared. Yep, there it is. There it is. Very subtle. I see you! I see you and your giant teeth. Don't walk towards it. Don't walk towards it. Yeah, exactly. Close that damn door. Like, no, leave me alone. Oh, he's shaking. Oh, hell no. There's gonna be something else in there. I'm making this small. There's gonna be something scary in there. See, I told you. Is that Golden Freddy?
After the death of Charlie, Fazbear Entertainment tried their best at covering it up. Fortunately for them and for William, the crime was committed outside, where no one was around to witness it. William was able to get away with everything, while Fazbear Entertainment never spoke of the incident again. The security...
There's a... Connor Sea-Dog VA recently played Five Nights at Freddy's, and he accidentally got the Golden Freddy, and he had no idea what it meant, that it was rare, and his chat had to explain, that's rare.
Puppet was quickly moved to the back room of Freddy Fazbear's Pizza, where the retired Fredbear and Spring Bonnie suits resided. But something was different about the security puppet. Dark tears now appeared on the mask of the animatronic. Dark tears that weren't there before. This is something that Afton quickly noticed the next day when he went into work. He'd heard about what happened moments after he sped off. He knew the security puppet was found laying next to Charlie's body. So does that mean Charlie's soul now resided in the puppet? William definitely noticed that the puppet looked different, almost like it was haunted, almost like it was thinking. Other employees would eventually notice the same thing.
I'll be honest, I never liked that puppet thing. It's always...
I don't like most puppets.
And it can go anywhere.
After realizing the security puppet may be possessed by the spirit of Charlie, Afton went back and looked at the crying child's Fredbear plushie, only to find that it also seemed to be haunted. The crying child feared for his life every single day, and that plushie was something he was able to cry and pour his agony into. Afton believed that this is what caused the plushie to appear haunted. It wasn't made alive by the spirit of his son, it was made alive by the agony and fear his son poured into it. Afton quickly became obsessed with the concept of haunted objects, and more specifically, the power of human emotion. He needed to find out if this is something he could take advantage of. Afton then used all of his money he made from Fredbear's and Freddy Fazbear's
I hope he's not into Scientology.
A giant underground facility directly under his house. It was here that he would try to recreate what happened with his son, to recreate the fear and agony he experienced. In order to do this, Afton didn't take any chances. He needed to replicate exactly what his son went through every day.
He would
In order to do this,
he really would be a Scientologist.
Of his house underground, along with his son's daily walk to Fredbear's family diner. He also built a makeshift bedroom where he could force kids to have the same nightmare every night. Afton would sit in his office watching them on the cameras that could be accessed using the passcode 1983, the year his son got bit. He also kept the crying child's Fredbear plushie on the desk as a reminder of what he was trying to replicate. In the makeshift bedroom, there were dummy animatronics that wheeled down the hallway. But the kids wouldn't see them as just blank dummies on wheels. Afton would pump hallucinogenic gas into the room to get the kids to think that what they were seeing was a monster. These nightmare gas canisters were being stored all throughout his underground facility. And on the bed of this makeshift bedroom was a Freddy plushie, in the hopes that the kids would pour their fear and agony into the plush, like his son did to his plushie. On the other side of the bunker, where Afton recreated the crying child's walk to Fredbear's, he placed a bunch of Fredbear plushies all over the place. These Fredbear plushies had walkie-talkies inside of them. This was Afton's way of recreating his son's imaginary friend that would talk to him wherever he went. Afton would speak to the kids through his walkie-talkie sitting in his private office. After setting up the bunker, Afton was only missing one more thing: the kids to run these experiments on. He needed a way to kidnap and capture kids without being caught, and he had the perfect way to do it.
The show will begin momentarily. Everyone, please stay in your seats.
Enter Circus Baby and the Funtime animatronics.
Oh no, not
These robots were specifically built by Afton to capture kids, featuring Circus Baby, Funtime Freddy, Funtime Foxy, and Ballora. They feature advanced technologies such as parental tracking, voice mimicking / luring, and storage tanks. Circus Baby,
they look like...
Baby, the star of the group, was even able to make ice cream as a way to lure kids to her. Once the kid got too close, a giant claw would reach out, grab them, and lock them in the animatronics storage tank. Some of the board members from Fazbear Entertainment were suspicious of these new animatronics.
How do you think this is good for kids to look at?
She's equipped with a built-in helium tank for inflating balloons right at
inflation!
She can take song requests. She can even dispense ice cream.
With all due respect, those aren't the design choices we were curious about, Mr. Afton.
Afton even created a new restaurant for these animatronics called Circus
Where?
Baby's Pizza World.
Where's the
Elizabeth, William
inflation? I
Afton's
don't know.
daughter, was fascinated by Circus Baby. All she wanted to do was play with her, but Afton wouldn't let her.
Daddy, why won't you let me play with her?
Daddy, British?
Let the other children go see her.
I wouldn't want to play with that.
Why won't you let me go?
She's
He
scary.
strictly told her to stay away from the animatronic, but one day she didn't listen. On the opening day of Circus Baby's Pizza World, another domino
this
would
art
fall
looks
in
cute,
Afton's life,
but the
and
animatronic
Elizabeth would
itself
soon
looks
be the
scary.
victim of his
I don't like
terrible
that.
misdeeds.
I can do something special. Did you know that? I can make ice cream, although I only did it once. What a wonderful day, though.
Is that like her superpower, ice cream?
Balloons and a few
Ice cream
tables.
power?
I would always count the children. I'm not sure why. They usually played together in groups of 2 or 3. There were 4, then 3, then 2.
They're in Mario World.
Then 1.
Ice cream. Okay, this is
Time
really
to
good
play.
animation though. Like the way it blurs and stuff, the rendering, the lighting is really good. Why is she covering her stomach? No! Not the ice cream. No, the ice cream! That's not fair. That's not fair. At least give the kid a last meal first. God damn. Didn't even get to enjoy the ice cream.
When there was one, I was no longer myself. There was screaming for a moment, but only for a moment.
In an instant, Elizabeth was grabbed by Circus Baby and thrown into her stomach hatch. The sheer force of her being grabbed and thrown into the robot's storage tank was enough
Didn't
to
even
kill
give her
almost
ice cream.
instantly. This is something that William wasn't able to test. That was
I can't
until
believe
his
we got
daughter
clickbaited
became the test. William
ice
Afton
cream.
now lost another one of his kids, but this time it was all his fault. After just one day of being open, Circus
okay, it
Baby's
was
Pizza
vanilla. I
World
don't
was
like
shut
vanilla
down.
ice cream.
Afton covered up the incident by telling the public that the restaurant shut down due to gas leaks, but not
Unless it
everyone
has,
bought
like,
that
fudge on it
story.
or
The local
something.
newspaper wrote about the incident, saying, in other news, the grand opening of Circus Baby's Pizza World has apparently been canceled due to reported gas leaks in the building. Sources close to the establishment questioned the report, saying that strange activity around the area at night suggests something else is to blame. One local is quoted as saying, "Everything just stopped. There was so much excitement built around this place opening, and then they just stopped talking about it." A tenant from across the street claims to have witnessed a large group of cars surrounding the building during the night,
That's not
and large pieces
suspicious.
of equipment being taken out of the building under tarps. A
He's
few
trying
weeks
to cover
later,
up
the
his
building was for
crimes.
sale. There is no comment yet from the local entrepreneur who financed the venture.
Boo.
That local entrepreneur, William Afton, successfully covered up
Gas leak?
everything.
Nah,
He was
son,
able
free
to bring
gas.
Circus Baby and the Funtime animatronics back down into his bunker. But once he got them there, he noticed something was different about Circus Baby. One distinct feature about Circus Baby was her blue eyes. But what once was blue eyes now were green, the same color as Elizabeth's.
She got
In that
contacts.
moment, he knew that his daughter's soul attached itself to the robot. Her soul lived on in Circus Baby. Afton knew that the way Charlie went on to possess the puppet was sloppy, and it was hard to recreate without getting caught. But what if the kids' bodies were hidden where no one would ever look? What if, just like his daughter, their bodies were stuffed into the animatronics?
No.
For Afton, Elizabeth's death quickly went from
Why?
just another inconvenience to a scientific breakthrough. Afton was one step closer to harnessing the power of life
That's
itself.
horrifying.
But one
I would not
successful
wanna be stuck in
experiment
that.
wasn't
Oh,
enough.
God.
Just like the fear experiments he built in the bunker, he needed to replicate exactly what happened. He needed to recreate the accident, and he knew exactly how he was
You
going
don't
to
need
do
to
it.
do that.
Using the Funtime animatronics again wasn't an option. Circus Baby's Pizza World was shut down, and the public was already getting too suspicious of the animatronics. But he didn't need the Funtime animatronics.
The
He was going
cupcake!
to run the experiment
It's the cupcake.
himself. On June
Is
26,
this lore really in all the
1985,
games?
William Afton made his way.
Okay, I think a lot of people, this lore is like kind of a lot of the fandom's headcanon itself. So I think he just compiled a lot of information from people's interpretations in the game. I forgot if there's written lore somewhere, like written official lore, but I know they have I know one of his big sources was MatPat. Yeah, I know that. He'll say at the end of the video where a lot of his sources are from. But it's like a lot, it's mainly the fandom, how the fandom's interpretation of the timeline, I think. I think. I'm not sure if there's any actual written lore somewhere, but yeah.
To Freddy
I mean, think about how many Five Nights at Freddy games there are right by now. I think, how many are there? There's like 6 or something. Most of it's speculation from what I can tell. Yeah, that's what I think. It's a lot of fan theories put together from over the years, because Five Nights at Freddy's is actually really kind of old. It was made in like 2013, I think, or 2012.
Fazbear's Pizza. There, he would put on the old spring Bonnie suit from Fredbear's to lure 5 kids into the back room.
The back room? This is really good animation. What's this music? It's a game. Oh, fuck no.
Hello.
Hell no. Hell no.
Looking for a friend?
No. Leave me alone. I don't want a friend.
Swim with me.
This is like an AMV. He's singing to us. Hi Josh Rocket, welcome. It has been a while since I've streamed. We're watching a Five Nights at Freddy lore video.
One by one,
timeline video.
Killed them and stuffed their bodies into the animatronics. Susie
Chica.
was first,
Hi,
being
Chica.
stuffed into Chica. Gabriel went into Freddy, Jeremy into Bonnie,
Why couldn't that
Fritz
be
into
me?
Foxy, and then there was
No,
Cassidy,
I'm
who
sorry.
went into Fredbear, aka Golden Freddy. At this
He's in
point,
the Golden
Afton had
Freddy.
no idea that the crying child spirit was in Golden Freddy, so he didn't think twice about shoving Cassidy in there. The way Afton killed Cassidy, though, was different from the rest. Freddy, Bonnie, Chica, and Foxy were just regular animatronics. Afton had no choice but to kill them, then stuff them into the suits.
They're peeled.
But Golden Freddy
That's the
wasn't
peeled
just
version
a
of
regular
them.
animatronic, it was a spring
You know how you see like
the same spring lock.
You know how you be seeing the peeled Pokemon? The animatronic, the skeleton. That's the peeled version of them.
Suit that took his youngest son's life. Afton was aware of how dangerous the springlocks were. Any bit of moisture or too much movement would cause them to snap shut, slowly killing whoever was inside. So that's exactly what he did
a very
to Cassidy.
big
He put him into the
tech
suit
issue.
and watched as the springlocks
That's like
snapped
asking a
shut,
human not to
cementing
sweat.
Cassidy's death as the most brutal of them all. Freddy,
How?
Bonnie, Chica, Foxy, and Golden Freddy weren't the only animatronics sitting in the back room of Freddy Fazbear's Pizza, though. They were joined by the security puppet, which contained the soul of Henry's daughter Charlie. Once
Hell
Afton
no.
was gone, Charlie jumped into action,
someone needs to
almost acting
stop
as a
having
guide
kids
for
with
their
this
souls,
man.
properly giving them life.
Who is having
inside of
kids with
each
this man? I need to know.
After the incident, the kids were quickly reported missing by their families, and although the security cameras caught Afton luring the kids away, he wasn't
Boo.
able to fully get in trouble. Since he was
Ew.
wearing the spring Bonnie suit, they were never able to prove it was actually him. Afton also
Ew.
hid the kids' bodies where no one would ever look, so the bodies were never found. Unbelievably, Afton was able to get away with yet another crime. Because of
Boo.
all the bad press that came from the missing children's incident, people stopped coming to the pizzeria. After months of customers no longer showing up,
I'm so glad
Fazbear
this is
Entertainment
fiction.
officially shut down Freddy Fazbear's Pizza. Shortly after the pizzeria shut down,
This crazy
Afton
guy
decided
gets
to
to
pull
spread
the
his
Funtime
seed everywhere. I
animatronics out
know.
of retirement
There's
and
too many
finally
kids.
get his underground facility fully operational. He knew he couldn't try opening another Circus Babies restaurant, so he had a new idea.
Due to the massive success and even more so the unfortunate closing of Freddy Fazbear's Pizza, it was clear that
God.
the stage was set, no pun intended,
I
for
think this
another
was actually in
contender
the
in
game. I
children's
forgot.
entertainment. Unlike most
This was like an
entertainment
elevator.
venues,
I
our
forgot.
robotic entertainers are rented out for private parties during the day.
Afton opened Circus Babies Entertainment and Rental. This way, he could rent out the Funtime animatronics to local birthday parties, capture kids, and bring them back to his
Hell
underground
no.
bunker to be experimented on. While Afton was running his rental business, Fazbear Entertainment was determined to try opening another pizzeria. In the summer of 1987, Fazbear Entertainment opened the
How does he
new
get away
and
from-
improved Freddy Fazbear's
How does he get
Pizza,
away with this for
time
so
with
long?
brand new versions of their original characters. These were called the
A
Toy
different Chica.
Animatronics, and they were once again
Why is her waist thinner? Do you guys see this? Do you guys see what I'm seeing right here? Okay, I'm gonna stop looking at Chica.
Built by Henry. Henry was aware of what happened in 1985, and especially of what happened to his daughter. So he was determined to make sure that never happened
They made
again.
her hotter.
These new toy animatronics were equipped with facial recognition systems that were linked directly to a criminal database. The security puppet was also brought out of retirement, but instead of working security, it sat quietly in the prize corner.
Ain't no way they put Chica on Ozempic.
Freddy, Bonnie, Chica, Foxy, Golden Freddy, and Spring Bonnie were also moved to the new pizzeria, and it's revealed that these animatronics were mostly used for spare parts.
By now, I'm sure you've noticed the older models sitting in the back room. Those are from the previous location, and we just use them for parts now. The idea at first was to repair them, but they were just so ugly, you know? And the smell.
This means that the haunted metal of the original Freddy's animatronics was now being put into the toy animatronics, causing the toys to also now be possessed. After Afton got away with the first set of murders, he needed to see if the kids' spirits were possessing the animatronics. In order to see for himself, Afton went back to work at the new pizzeria as a daytime security guard. While Afton was working the day shift, Jeremy Fitzgerald was working the night shift. Jeremy worked there for 5 nights, and unfortunately for him, because the kids possessing the animatronics were killed by an adult, they were extremely aggressive. The dev knew the furry community was big money.
Yes.
They interact with the kids just fine, but when they encounter an adult, they just stare.
Meanwhile, Afton decided to pull the same trick he did.
Oh, I know why. I know why. Because they're kids in the animatronics, and it was an adult that harmed them. Okay, I'm stupid. I'm sorry. Don't mind me.
At the old Freddy's location, gaining 5 more victims.
That's horrible.
Someone used one of the suits. We had a spare in the back, a yellow one. Someone used it.
Afton used the Spring Bonnie suit to pull the same stunt again on 5 more kids. But as he was committing the murders, Charlie from inside the puppet was actively trying to save the kids. She tried enlisting the help of the other animatronics, but it was too late. Afton had already finished what he started. Not only that,
so wait, the animatronics are actually good.
Walking around the pizzeria,
they just didn't like you in the game because you're an adult.
All the proof he needed that his experiments were successful. The kids he put into the original suits were haunting the animatronics. But there was one problem. Afton knew that the haunted metal of the endoskeletons was the key to everything, but the animatronics were trapped at the pizzeria. There was no way he could bring them back to his underground bunker. He couldn't get to the animatronics if the pizzeria was still open and active, so he needed to find a way to make sure the pizzeria shuts down and fast. Instead of stuffing—
Also, wait. Because I have ads about to play, I'm gonna play ads real quick and then we'll continue because we're basically halfway through the video. I apologize. I am so sorry. We're gonna do a small 3-minute break. I'll be right back. I'm gonna just we're gonna put this on and then we're gonna play ads real quick. Thank you, Vanquish. I apologize. This we're gonna get. Here we go. Okay. Got rid of that. This. I'm not. Here, wait. Oh, since the ads are already playing. Yes, I found this person. They have really good music. I will share it if you want to check it out. Their Windmill Night is really good. This one's about to end. Let's play this one. This video is really interesting, not gonna lie. I found it really interesting towards the end when I was first watching it with Wispy. But I wanted to rewatch it with you guys so I could understand it better. But it is a very, like, intricate story in my opinion from what the fandom has compiled over the years. I think it's really good. And also the animation just goes so hard. You gotta make sure to give it a like. Oh yeah, I didn't do that. What a sin. That's the music we're listening to. That's the link I just shared. Here is the video we have been watching. If you want to like and subscribe to that person. Oh, I didn't even subscribe. Then full of sin. Go stream the original soundtrack. Yeah, he actually hired someone to make music for this video. It's really good. I played the FNAF games when they first came out as a kid. When did Five Nights at Freddy's first came out? I remember it was like when I was in middle school. That's when I played the first one. I didn't really play any others though, I think, but I did beat it. I did beat it as a kid. Back in middle school, with games like this, like with other RPG horror games too, like Eve and or even Minecraft, we would trade the games in a USB. Don't ask how my friends got this, but they just had the games in a USB. I think one person bought them and then they just started copying the games. And then they're like, I'll give you this game for this game. I'll give you this game for this game. So that's how I was able to play Five Nights at Freddy's and Minecraft. They just stored it on a USB for me and they're like, oh, you could copy this and now you have the game. That's how I played that as a kid. I was a kid, I didn't know better. Also, hi Scottaboosh, welcome. We're watching a Five Nights at Freddy lore video. We're like halfway through it. Man, honestly, I watched this already, but I didn't even pay attention until the end. Towards the end is where I got way more like fixated on like what was going on here. I'm like, damn, there's a lot of story in this universe. Anyways, now we get back to it. Thank you guys for waiting through the ads. I highly appreciate it.
The new set of victims into the toy animatronics, he decided to leave the kids out in
plain
sight, scattered throughout the pizzeria. This was a guaranteed way to get the pizzeria shut down. A few hours after Afton committed the murders, Jeremy Fitzgerald showed up for his night shift, unaware of what happened that day.
Hello. What on earth are you doing there? Didn't you get the memo? The place is closed down.
They're closed.
Listen, just finish your shift. It's safer than trying to leave in the middle of the night. We have one more event tomorrow.
I can't walk out?
You'll be on day shift. Wear your uniform. Stay close to the animatronics and make sure they don't hurt
Hell no.
anyone, okay?
Hell no. I don't want to be near the animatronics.
The animatronics bit him in the head.
Fuck that.
This was infamously
It was Beakless Chica. Although was lurking, thought to say something. Oh, thank you, Scott. I appreciate it. All lurkers are appreciated.
known as the Bite of 87.
The Bite of 87! They said it! Points. Points. They said it. They said it. Points. 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 Also, I want to see Beakless Chica again.
You'll be on day shift. Wear your uniform. Stay close to the animatronics and make sure they don't hurt anyone, okay?
The next day, during Jeremy's day shift, one of the animatronics bit him.
This is really well rendered. Oh.
Known as
why couldn't it be me? Why couldn't it be me? Not him. It's not fair.
Meanwhile, Afton successfully got the pizzeria shut down. The local newspaper wrote about the incident, saying, after being open only a few short weeks, Freddy Fazbear's Pizza is closing its doors. The new animatronics will be scrapped due to possible malfunctions. However, the original characters are being kept in hopes of a possible reorganization of the company. Since the toy animatronics were now being scrapped, he knew he could get away with
I clapped when I saw it.
But
yo, they're peeled.
He couldn't risk
they're peeled. I want to change outfits, by the way. Can I be Cedrian Peach? I'm gonna be Cedrian Peach. Too bad.
For him. William was
I want to be Cedrian again.
Do whatever he wanted. William was abusive and manipulative, while Michael was
haunted
by the guilt of what he did.
I'll be false Cedrian.
This, Michael basically acted as William's puppet. Michael showed up for the night shift at the now closed Freddy Fazbear's Pizza under a code name, Fritz Smith. At the end of his shift,
no, you can't. Yes, I can. Just watch me. See? Too bad I changed.
Fired his first day
now I'm a Cedrian.
Due to tampering with the animatronics.
I like how I barely draw on this stream.
While Fazbear Entertainment scrapped the toy animatronics, the original Freddy, Bonnie, Chica, and Foxy were going to be fixed up and reused. And that's exactly what they did. After the 1987 Freddy's location shut down, they opened yet another location. This
Base Cedrian, thank you, Josh.
As the first Freddy Fazbear's Pizza. As you can imagine, this
Freddy Fazbear 93
already had a bad impression.
This has been going on since the 70s. Keep that in mind. This video started and they said the lore for FNAF started in the 70s. So this man has gotten away with his crimes for nearly 30 years, bro. Nearly 30 years.
Of Fazbear Entertainment. So using the same building that the original murders took place in didn't help business. Customers barely showed up to the new pizzeria, leading it to shut down by the end of 1993. Although this was bad news for Fazbear Entertainment, this was great news for William Afton. Afton was able to acquire the endos of the toy animatronics, but that wasn't enough.
He's probably rich. He is definitely rich.
Especially the ones in the original animatronics.
They have a TV
Once
show.
The pizzeria shut down, Afton came up with the plan
Merch.
to steal the endos from the animatronics.
Definitely rich.
Each pizzeria was designed
This is
with
like Chuck E.
something
Cheese
called a
huge.
safe room.
As always, if there is ever an emergency, please go to the designated
Punches
safe
wall
room.
after getting
The
owned.
location is built with one extra room that is not included in the digital map layouts programmed into the animatronic.
That sounds sus.
This room is hidden to customers.
Also, I've been watching this without subtitles.
Always off camera.
This room was hidden from guests.
He's
and
pretty
invisible
easy
the
to understand, though.
animatronics. Afton would use this to his advantage, luring each of the animatronics to the safe room and dismantling them one by one. The kids possessing these animatronics were the same kids he lured into the back room all those years ago. He planned to use the same trick to lure the same kids all over again.
No! Boo! It's the cupcake! Oh, I fucking touched my monitor. Look at the cupcake! The cupcake I pointed at my... I don't like that. Don't look at me like that. They glow. He's gonna hit the gritty. Wait, is Five Nights at Freddy in Fortnite yet? I forgot. Wasn't that a rumor? It's Foxy. Huh. He glow. Oh! It's Golden Freddy. Is that Golden Freddy? Damn, that's really good animation. It's so vibey. Uh-oh.
Once he finished dismantling each animatronic and stealing their endoskeleton, he brought them down to his underground bunker.
He peeled
where he would
them.
Melt them all down into one liquid substance called remnant. Not only did Afton rob these kids of their lives, he would use their souls long after they're gone for his own personal gain.
Oh no, not the skeleton. That looks so... Yo! That's disrespectful. Why would you just throw it like that? And they're... It's like Terminator. I can't believe it. I think this whole entire video, someone's probably saying like the C word. You know that word that Gigi in HoloLive says? What was it, Gigi who said that? I forgot. I don't want to repeat it. Oh, why is this so dramatic? No. The clankers. Not the clankers. Damn, that sucks. That was Crony who said that. I can't believe it.
By melting down the endos, he successfully created remnant. This substance, containing the spirits of all of the missing children, was silver in color, and if kept at the right temperature, was malleable.
Why is it in a needle?
Testing the remnant on himself.
Are you injecting that into yourself like it's
funtime animatronics? Once he did, the animatronics
it's like steroids.
jumped to life. The experiment had worked. William Afton unlocked the power of
Hell
life
no.
itself.
That's really good
After
animation.
his successful experiment, he went back to Freddy Fazbear's Pizza to collect his
one of Ross's
Bonnie
influences
suit,
for Gameoverse was Penny and Stocking. I can see that.
Trapping him
I can see
the
that.
safe room. Cassidy, the spirit inside Golden Freddy, chased Afton around the room and forced him to get into the Spring Bonnie suit. Cassidy was the most vengeful spirit of them all. Being spring
the art style is very
suit
similar.
Was a painful and slow death, and he wanted to make sure that Afton knew what that felt like. At this point, Afton knew how a spirit would live on. As long as he was inside the suit, he knew he'd be back.
I hate when I start using a different... Okay. What's so funny? I don't think that's funny. Yeah, that's what you get. That's Afton, right? I think that's Afton. That's... Yeah, that's the horrifying... That's the dude. He's evil, don't worry. Don't feel bad for him, he's evil.
As Afton laughed, the spring locks snapped shut, forcing him to go through what Cassidy went through.
Yeah, that's what you get.
By Cassidy,
he was asking for it, exactly. He was an asshole.
Was now confined to the safe room of the now shut down Freddy Fazbear's Pizza, and because of this, everything in his underground bunker was left abandoned. But even with Afton gone, the rental business continued.
Was this the game? I forgot if this was one of the games.
The spirits of the missing
this really looks like
one
of the games.
Daughter Elizabeth were still being rented out during the day, and then
poetic justice, pretty much.
All the spirits wanted to do.
This one freaks me out. This one freaks me out. Her eyes are way too close. And the ears, the human ears, ugh. And also the balding. It looks like she's balding. You know, she kind of looked like Frieza. Is it just me? Am I the only one who thinks this? This animatronic, she looks like Frieza. She's got titties. Yeah. So does this one. I see it.
Back underground. After
he's built like Frieza.
His eldest son Michael, who's been blindly helping his father, remembered what his father told him if he ever went missing. If William wasn't there to finish his work, Michael would do it for him. Afton's underground facility was always off limits to Michael, but since he was now gone, Michael had no choice. He took the elevator down to where his father worked every day. Although Michael was helping out his father by stealing some of the endos from the animatronics back in the day, he never exactly knew what William was doing until he got down into the bunker. Over the several days he visited the bunker, he learned more about what his father was up to. He learned about the massive facility his father built, complete with multiple rooms conducting experiments. That
would be so hard to process. Thank God this is fiction.
Designed to kidnap kids, and he learned through the voice of Baby exactly how his sister died.
A little girl standing by herself. My stomach opened, and there was ice cream. I couldn't move, at least. Not until she stepped closer.
But as the week went on, Baby was conducting a plan of her own. A plan to escape the bunker, using Michael's body. Elizabeth was no longer the person Michael remembered her as. She was entirely devoted to her father, and would do anything to make him
Stockholm
Syndrome. At the end of the week, all of the Funtime animatronics endos were scooped out, with all of them combining into one animatronic called Ennard. This creature, containing the spirits of the missing kids and Elizabeth, knew they...
This looks like that... You know that character from Kirby? Nova? No. Yeah, the clock thingy. The giant clock thingy. This reminds me of that.
Wouldn't be able to escape the bunker looking like an animatronic.
Or is it just me?
They needed a human body to walk around in.
Let me see if I can find it.
You are in the scooping room now.
The scooping room?
Funtime Foxy has already
Scoopity scoop?
today.
Scoopity scoop?
Funtime Freddy has already been here today.
Are they having a fun time?
Laura has already been here today. Circus Baby has already been here today.
Nova's way cuter.
I've been out before, but they always put me back.
Let me see it.
They always put us back inside. There's nowhere for us to hide here. There is nowhere to go.
Okay, seeing that thing reminded me of this. Boom.
But if we looked like you...
That thing from Kirby.
If we looked like you...
I'd like a scoop of cookies and cream. I like a number 9. A number 9 large. Number 6 with extra dip. 2 number 45s. And a large soda. That was well timed.
Michael Afton's
clappy
insides got
clappy.
scooped out and replaced by Ennard, helping all of the souls to escape the facility. With every passing day after this happened, Michael looked more and more like a walking zombie. His skin was
Vsauce
starting
Michael
to turn
here.
purple, and people started to notice. Michael's body was no longer a good disguise for Ennard, so Ennard ejected itself from Michael. But because the
imagine just going about your day and your body's just deteriorating very quickly.
Also injected with remnant. The remnant made it so even after Ennard was gone, he was still able to survive. With Michael now back in full control of his body, he had a new mission.
Vsauce got it rough.
One way or another, successfully free his sister from the underground facility, he also learned about all of his father's terrible misdeeds. His loyalty to his
also,
father
I think the movie has a lot of this lore in it.
Father,
I know the first movie. I don't know the second.
I found it. It was right where you said it would be. They were all there. They didn't recognize me at first, but then they thought I was you.
Oh.
And I found her. I put her back together, just like you asked me to. She's free now.
Yeah, let her be free.
Something
I don't
is
know.
wrong with me. I should be dead, but I'm not. I've been living in shadows. There is only one thing left for me to do now. I'm going to come find you. I'm going to come find you.
Oh. Uh-oh.
Michael would spend years searching for his father with no luck, until a new
I actually
ad
like
in the
that this
local
video
newspaper
isn't
caught
full of
his
jump
attention.
scares, to be
Someone
honest. I
decided to
appreciate
open
that.
something called Fazbear's
Just
Fright,
focus on the
horror
lore.
attraction. Local amusement park is getting ready to scare your socks off with a new attraction based on the unsolved mysteries of Freddy Fazbear's Pizza. Featuring actual relics from the decades-old pizzeria, this new attraction is guaranteed to bring back your childhood
I
in
want
the
pizza
worst possible
now.
way. As if using the crimes of his father to make a profit wasn't bad enough, they also went back to the old pizzerias and collected any objects they could find to put on display at the attraction. Michael immediately applied for the job of the security guard with the sole intention of burning the place to the ground.
Oh.
When he got there, he saw the remnants of his past. The
Burn it
shells of
all.
the animatronics, missing every single one of their
Oh, God.
endoskeletons. He knew they could only find the shells of the animatronics because he and his father stole
Currently
their
eating Little
endoskeletons
Caesars?
all
Why did you
those
buy
years
none
ago,
for me?
leaving only the
I want
shells behind.
Little
On
Caesars.
day
It's been so
2
long
of
since I
working
had
at the
Little Caesars.
attraction, he got word that they found a real animatronic.
You're not gonna believe this. We found one. A real one.
This
A real
real
one.
animatronic ended up being his father, still inside the Spring Bonnie suit he died in decades ago. Even though his father was now in the building with him, he still decided to go
I'm back in the
on his
building
own,
again.
all in an effort to end his father once and for all.
I'm coming for you,
Michael
Martha,
then
my
rigged the wiring
sweetheart.
in the building to catch fire, burning the horror attraction to the
Fire.
ground with his father inside.
I'll push a slice through my Ethernet port for you. Thank you, Vanquish. I appreciate it.
The local newspaper would write about the fire, saying a new local attraction based on an ancient pizzeria chain burned down overnight. Authorities have not ruled out foul play, but at the moment it seems to have been caused by faulty wiring. Although the fire destroyed most of everything in the building, William, miraculously, was able to survive. William was now free, roaming the outside world along with the souls of the missing children, Elizabeth, and Charlie inside the puppet. Since Michael wasn't able to end everything, someone else needed to step in. That someone was Henry Emily. Afton's old business partner and father of Charlie heard about the fire at Fazbear's Fright, along with the rumors of the various animatronic creatures now roaming the streets. Henry was determined to put an end to all of this.
It's only now that I understand the depth of the depravity of this creature, this monster that I unwillingly helped to create, as if what he had already done was.
This reminds me of that Digital Circus episode. Just
as if the suffering wasn't enough.
The monologue.
The loss of everything to so many people. Small souls trapped in prisons of my making. now set to new purpose.
It's like they're in the robots chop shop. You guys remember that movie Robots? That's what that reminds me of.
Brought them all together. Are they still aware? I hope not. It keeps me awake at night. I could make myself sleep, but not yet. Not until I undo what he has done and heal this wound. A wound first inflicted on me, but then
this is way too hype.
Out to cause all of this.
This combat music.
Kind of trap. I don't know what it was, but he led them there again. He overpowered them again, and he robbed them of the only thing that they had again.
Again and again and again. Hi, Galeno, welcome.
Came to inhabit those machines, but they will never find rest now. Not like this. I have to call them all back, all of them, together in one place.
By gathering all of the animatronics in one place and locking them in the same room, he would be able to burn them all to the ground.
They've seen better days, those animatronics.
In order to do this, Henry created a new restaurant called Freddy Fazbear's Pizza Place.
Freddy
Fazbear. The
Fazbear.
spirits and William couldn't resist coming back to a new location, even if it was all just
they can't
trapped.
resist
Charlie
the restaurant.
Was different though. She was
that pizza
than
must
the
be
rest,
good.
So Henry knew she wouldn't be as easily fooled. So he created an animatronic called Lefty, standing for lure, encapsulate, fuse, transport, and extract, specifically to capture the puppet and bring it to the pizzeria. While trying to find someone that would help him carry out his plan, one person showed up for the job. A person who was also determined to finally end all of this, Michael Afton. Day after day, the animatronics roaming the streets would show up in the alleyway next to the pizzeria. Baby, aka Elizabeth, the souls of the missing children, and the crying child, now appearing as Molten Freddy, Charlie and Lefty, and his
Molten
father,
Freddy.
William, all showed up in the back alley. Michael would then collect each animatronic and throw them into a facility under
There's
the
too many
pizzeria,
Freddys.
designed to be a maze with no exit, where the animatronics would roam around without even knowing they're trapped, until the end of the week, where they would all be burned to the ground. With all of the souls, including William himself, now in one place.
Does William
Henry's
have a
plan
soul?
was in
I don't
motion.
think so.
As far as Elizabeth and William were concerned, this was a good thing. All of this remnant now in one place was all that they wanted, until...
Alright, we have 10 minutes left of this video.
Played right into our hands. Did you really think that this job just fell out of the sky for you? No. This was a gift.
A gift?
Us. You gathered them all together in one place, just like he asked you to. All of those little souls in one place, just for us. A gift.
That's creepy.
Now we can do what we were created to do. And be complete. I will make you proud, Daddy.
Holy Stockholm Syndrome.
Listen. And be full.
Connection terminated. I'm sorry to interrupt you, Elizabeth. If you still even remember that name. But I'm afraid you've been misinformed. You are not here to receive a gift. Nor have you been called here by the individual you assume. Although you have indeed been called. You have all been called here. Into a labyrinth of sounds and smells, misdirection, and misfortune. A labyrinth with no exit.
Misfortune.
With no prize. You don't even realize that you are trapped. Your lust of blood has driven you in endless circles, chasing the cries of children in some unseen chamber, always seeming so near, yet somehow out of reach.
Oh, hell
but
no.
You will never find them. None of you will. This is where your story ends. And to you, my brave volunteer, who somehow found this job listing not intended for you.
He's talking to us.
Although there was a way out planned for you, I have a feeling that's not what you want. I have a feeling that you are right where you want to be. I am remaining as well. I am nearby. This place will not be remembered, and the memory of
damn, I just needed to pay rent. And we're just... Imagine just needing to pay rent and you're roped into this shit.
And to you monsters trapped in the corridors, be still. And give up your spirits. They don't belong to you. For most of you, I believe there is peace, and perhaps more, waiting for you after the smoke clears.
Is that peaceful? I'm not sure.
The darkest pit of hell has opened to swallow you whole.
Yeah! For him, there is hell waiting for him. Man, I was just looking for a summer job. I'm trying to pay my tuition.
It's in your nature to protect the innocent. I'm sorry that on that day, the day you were shut out and left to die, no one was there to lift you up into their arms, the way you lifted others into yours. And then, what became of you?
No.
I should have known you wouldn't be content to disappear. Not my daughter. I couldn't save you then. So let me save you now.
No.
It's time to rest. For you, and for those you have carried in your arms. This ends for all of us.
Let's party. Is this a party? Beep. What did he say?
Fire to the animatronics may have
Why did they
freed the
beep
spirits
him?
from the metal of the robots, but some of them still needed help actually moving on into the afterlife.
He must have said
This help
shit.
would come from Charlie. She helped guide the spirits into the robots. Now she would help them move on. In the world of Five Nights at Freddy's, the way a spirit can move on is by them being put into a happy memory. The memory Charlie chose actually comes from the crying child.
How are you
and
put
the
inside
day
a
he
happy
got
memory?
bit. Piece by piece, Charlie
no.
put that terrible shattered memory back together. But this time, she would change it into a happy memory. Instead
How?
of the crying child getting bit on his birthday, Charlie changed it so that all of the missing kids and Charlie would celebrate him, giving him a giant birthday cake.
Yay!
By changing that terrible memory into a happy one and attaching all of the spirits to it, they were able to successfully pass into the afterlife.
Good for them. Sad that they have to go. That sucks. That's pretty. The orbs. It's the orbs that they're talking about in those YouTube videos. Every time they're like, did you see it? Did you see it? Now it looks like DreamWorks.
Like I said, they were all able to move on. Except for one.
Someone was like, nuh-uh. He's red. We're close near the end of the video. I'm guessing this is like the next game. What the next game is based on. Something like that. That's Bonnie.
Cassidy, the most vengeful spirit of them all, wasn't done yet. He decided to attach his soul to William's, making sure that William was unable to move on. By attaching his spirit to William's, he was able to trap Afton in an endless loop of death.
Yay!
He made Afton relive every one of his terrible misdeeds. The fear experiments, his underground
Fnaflore,
bunker,
yeah.
and the pizzeria where Cassidy
I'm
was
almost
killed.
done with it though.
Afton
I'm sorry.
experienced all of this while being attacked and killed over and over again by
We've
all
been
of
watching
the
for like more
animatronics
than
from
an
his
hour.
past. Every time an animatronic would attack him, Cassidy would be there, reminding him that the suffering will never end.
We've only just begun. I will never let you leave. I will never let you rest.
He tried to release you.
The amount of money I give to relearn the lore.
Let that happen. I will hold you.
The amount of money I give to understand it.
No matter how many times they burn.
This is my second time watching it. I feel like I don't understand everything still.
To pay for what he's done.
It's still
for
interesting
all
though.
Of eternity. But if you keep up with the franchise, you
Cassidy's
know that
kind of
that's
based,
not the
yeah.
end of the story. Like I said,
It's never
at the beginning of the
ending.
video, making a FNAF timeline is not easy, no matter what anyone
Yeah.
says. In broad strokes, you can explain the basic plot, but once you get down to the motivations and the why of everything, you have to start filling in the blanks yourself. Some people who've helped me fill in the blanks that I'd like to shout out are Rytoast for his theory about Cassidy being springlocked in Golden Freddy. I think that makes a lot of sense and is really satisfying for the narrative. Also, I'd like to shout out MatPat for his
There
theory
you go.
about Midnight Motorist.
There's
After
your
trying to figure
MatPat.
that minigame out for years, I think your explanation makes the most sense. It's important for me to say that no one except
It's kind of easy for me to understand at least. I have a small brain, so.
So please make sure to watch other people's timelines as well and come to your
Yeah,
own
maybe we'll
conclusion
watch more
on
FNAF
everything. And when the time
timelines.
is
I really
right,
liked
I'll
this
be
one
back
though
to
because it had a
tackle
lot
the
of
newer games
visuals.
in this franchise. Until then, make sure to subscribe and thanks for watching.
Like and subscribe. I'll share the link one more time. Oh yeah, those are the artists and voice acting. Volanti. Listen to this. Listen to the soundtrack. It goes so hard. Make sure to hit that bell. My brain just got zoomies all day. JohnFuhNaff. That's who made this video, by the way. Nice. This music's so good. Freddy. Alright, thank you guys for watching. That's going to be at the end of stream today as well. I am going... Oh, let me put this on. I'm putting on music. We're gonna go over here. I do know who I'm gonna raid. I have to pull up her Twitch real quick. That was neat. Thank you guys for joining. I appreciate it. Actually, let's go out here. Let's go over here. Yeah, let's go to my digital circus background. Yeah. We're gonna be raiding Sweetie Petite. That's who I want to raid. Sweetie Petite. Let me see if I can pull her up. I haven't gotten a chance to raid her yet. And I think it would be very kind. She's playing Little Goody Two Shoes. If you guys like that game, I highly recommend checking Sweetie out. She is also an artist. She's very cute. She's also very new to streaming, I think. I think she's only started streaming in 2026. So be kind to her. Yeah. Yuri Game. She's a friend of Chi-Chi, by the way. She's a friend of Chi-Chi. I don't know if she's friends with Senti, but I know she's definitely friends with Chi-Chi. And she's very cute. Very cool to be around. Be nice to her. I will see you guys tomorrow. Tomorrow will be Friday. Tomorrow we're going to be playing The Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess. We're going to be continuing that. We're almost done with the game. I'm not restarting it to play the PC mod. No, I'm not. But we'll be starting tomorrow at the same time. I will see you then. Thank you for all the resubs. I highly appreciate it. Thank you for all the follows. I don't know where a lot of you came from, but I am grateful either way. I'm going to try and put the credits up real quick. And I will see you guys tomorrow. Bye-bye.